Welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're going to be shining a spotlight on a hidden reality of business operations, one that might literally be draining your resources right under your nose. So picture a bustling law office. After every single consultation, paralegals sit down to manually type up client intake summaries. Now, it feels like a completely standard administrative duty, right? Just part of the job. But as we're about to see, doing this by hand carries a super heavy hidden cost. Okay, let's dive into this because the absolute biggest cognitive trap we fall into with operational efficiency is viewing tasks in a vacuum. You literally can't just look at one paralegal doing one intake summary. You've got to multiply this by your whole team. What seems like a minor little task suddenly becomes this massive structural issue when you realize it's a collective drain on your entire staff's bandwidth. Let's isolate a specific metric here. 20 minutes. That is roughly how long it takes to manually type up a single client intake summary. And I want to deliberately anchor us on this number because honestly, 20 minutes sounds completely harmless, doesn't it? It's so easy to ignore a tiny fraction of an hour just slipping by. But when it comes to business operations, it's actually these small numbers that deceive us the most. Now, let's talk these variables up real quick. Step 1, you've got the 20-minute task. Step 2, they're doing about 8 consultations a week. Step 3, you have 4 paralegals on staff. So we aren't just looking at one person's time anymore. We're looking at 4 people doing the exact same 20-minute task 8 times a week, every single week. The true cost is totally hiding in that frequency. So the crucial point is the math right here. 20 minutes multiplied by 8 consultations multiplied by 4 paralegals, that equals over 10 hours. That is 10 solid hours of your highly trained team's collective time just gone, just like that, week after week, spent entirely on intake summaries. Let's compound that math even further. Stretch that weekly loss over a whole month, and man, that number balloons to more than 40 hours. Just really think about that for a second. That seemingly harmless 20-minute routine has quietly snowballed, creating a 40-hour black hole in your monthly operations. Crazy, right? We really need to reframe what that abstract number actually means for you. 40 hours isn't just a metric on a spreadsheet. It's a full extra work week. This is a super painful reality for business owners. You are actively paying for a completely invisible full extra work week each month that is dedicated strictly to manual typing. It's basically a phantom salary you're paying out for administrative busy work instead of, actual billable client hours. And this perfectly illustrates the crazy contrast between the old way of doing things and the new way. On one side, you have over 40 hours of manual typing just draining your firm. But on the other side, utilizing a simple AI-assisted template. By implementing this kind of tech, that massive block of time is cut down to a tiny fraction. And remember, that huge time saving applies to your entire staff, not just one person. It's literally a structural upgrade that reclaims your lost work week. We used a law office as our main example for this explainer, but let's be real, inefficiency definitely doesn't discriminate by industry. So I really want you to look inward for a second. Want to see where this shows up in your firm. Where are those hidden 20-minute tasks quietly compounding into lost weeks of productivity in your own operations? If you're ready to uncover those hidden structural inefficiencies and absolutely stop paying for phantom work weeks, you gotta book a free discovery call. Just hit the link in the bio to dig into the math of your own operations. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. But hey, before you go, I want you to ask yourself this one final thing. If you're losing 40 hours a month to just one minor task, what else is hiding in your workflow? I'll see you on the next one.